Thanks for joining us here on SportsRadio610.com. The big news of the day, Bob McNair traveling to the NFL offices of Commissioner Roger Goodell to try to explain to him and persuade him to reduce Brian Cushing's suspension. Cushing, meanwhile, meets with the media after practice and says it's overtrained athlete syndrome that he was suffering from. That's why he flunked the league's performance-enhancing drug test. Rich, I don't know about you, but there's just something wrong with this overtrained athlete syndrome. It doesn't ring much more true than the tumor excuse that we heard initially in February when he announced that he was going to have to sit out the first 4 games of this year.
The whole premise of I worked out so hard I tested positive for HCG is one that I think a lot of fans consider laughable. And I think this whole overtrained athlete syndrome is probably something that's being made fun of pretty much from coast to coast today. And it's not a term we've ever heard before. It's not a concept we're familiar with at all. But you know what? None of us are doctors. None of us are experts on the testing, on the substances, on the things used to mask, or not mask, but recover from steroid use. There's so many varied opinions out there, and even Commissioner Goodell himself said today, rarely are there absolutes, and there's a lot of diversity of opinion in the medical community about these questions. But the bottom line is the Texans feel as if over the last few months they've gathered enough evidence and gotten enough professional opinions on this situation to cast some doubt as to whether or not Cushing should be suspended for 4 games. I don't think he's going to get the suspension reduced. I don't think he's going to get the suspension overturned. But the Texans are sticking to their guns on this one. They believe Cushing is innocent. They're acting on that.
They have presented the evidence to the commissioner, who didn't really say anything when he talked with our own Mark Vandermeer earlier today. Basically said they would review the information. The bottom line is the league's already rejected Cushing's direct appeal. Now Bob McNair has gone to speak with the commissioner. I don't think either one of us expect him to change the suspension, but it is a sign that the owner has Brian Cushing's back. You can bet all of his teammates noticed what Bob McNair has done for his star linebacker team.
And who knows, maybe he gets the suspension turned into 2 games, and an angry Brian Cushing takes the field in Game 3 and goes all heat-seeking missile and takes off Tony Romo's head. We can dream.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? For Rich Lord, I'm Robert Hensley. Thanks for joining us here on SportsRadio610.com.